Hello everyone, welcome to the Business Support Network, and welcome to one of our kind of popular sessions where we dive in and we chat to people who are famous in our community. So that's today we're with Lisa from Miss Jones PA Club. So we'll be diving into that chat in a second. But for those who are joining us, come and say hello. Come and say hello in the chat box. We've got people from Surbiton, Ireland, Twickenham, Wimbledon, South London, South Africa. Fantastic! Look at this. So it's nice to it's always nice to see where everyone's dialing in from. We hope everyone's having a really good day today. As I said a second ago, for those who are just kind of joining, this is just a really relaxed chat, and we dive into some initiatives that have been going on and some drivers behind, certainly in Lisa's case, Miss Jones and what's going on there. But also, I'm sure Lisa will be happy to answer some questions as well at the end, and have a chat with us all. So please come in, please jump on with some questions, and we'll get to them a bit later on. So hello Lisa, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Yeah. How about you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. So thanks for joining us today. For the sake of everyone that's watching, you and I have been in conversation for a little while now, and it seems that kind of the vision that we both share is completely aligned in terms of providing value to our community and doing what we can to kind of help our community, especially at this moment in time where things are very tough for everybody. But we'll kind of come onto that a little bit later on. But what would be good is really start from the beginning and give us a bit of a background of your kind of early career and what you were up to, and give us a bit of a backstory to tell.
So basically, I was living in Dublin. I'm from Dublin, and I used to run nightclubs. So all the student uni nights, I used to do that in Dublin.
Yeah.
And yeah, it kind of took its toll a bit. And I was going out with this guy, and then that was kind of not working. And I really wanted to move to London.
Mm-hmm.
So then we broke up, and then a week later, I was just like, I'm going to London. Like, I just need to do what I want to do. So I moved to London, and then, yeah, basically I was like, I think I want to be a PA. I'm an event manager. I've never been a PA before. And I started applying to roles, but none of the recruiters were putting me through because I didn't have any PA experience. And I was like, I'm very organized though. I think I'd be a great PA, but that wasn't working for me. And then someone told me about Miss Jones. So Miss Jones was previously set up probably about 15 years ago now, by a lady who was a PA. And it was meant to be kind of like a forum type place for her and other PAs to kind of come together in a safe place, and network and give each other tips and things. So someone had told me to basically contact Miss Jones and they might help me get a role. I didn't really know what it was. So I contacted Miss Jones, and then basically they wanted to meet me the next day. And I just thought it was another recruitment thing. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I think I'm not going to be a PA. I think I'm going back to events because it's obviously not for me. But they were like, no, this is actually an interview to work with us. So I was like, okay, well, I'll come then. So I went to meet them, and basically I met with the investor. He just bought Miss Jones, and he was just like, we want to start doing events. You've got an event background. Can you just see what you can do? And that was 7 years ago. And here I am still. So yeah, that's kind of the background of it. So I definitely fell into it accidentally. And when I also joined as well, we had about 50 members maybe,
Yeah.
and we now have 24,000. So
Quite an
yeah,
increase.
yeah.
That's quite an increase. Do you know what is really? I was going to interrupt, but that's obviously quite rude. But my background right at the very beginning of my career was running nightclubs also. So when you said it kind of takes its toll, and it's probably not a sustainable lifestyle. I definitely know all about that. But we can have another conversation about that another time. So when you started with Miss Jones, obviously you had desires to kind of to do the whole PA thing and what have you. So that kind of fit in really, really nicely, kind of combining the two, really, your events experience and PA bits and pieces. What did you start doing there? What was your initial role? Was it a kind of presumably were you running the thing right from the start, or was it straight in the deep end, or how did that?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I was helping his son for a bit, but it wasn't really the son's. The son didn't want it. He wasn't that interested in it. He kind of just saw it as a bit of a hobby. Whereas I kind of came in to see what I could do. So I'm very much, I know that there's some of our members here watching. If you've come to our events before, I'm very much, I love like an experience. So I know that if you put on a good event in a good place with a good experience, the people will come. So I kind of saw it as a challenge, being like, okay, where do people want to go? If it was me, where do I want to go? I'm also new to London, so where do I want to go? So we did an event at the Shard, at Gaucho, and at Hakkasan, which are all really big like places in London. And with those, they were kind of the first events. People were just like, this is amazing. Like, you get to go to the actual nice places that people want to go to, that, these PAs are booking for their bosses and they never get to experience it themselves. And that was kind of what I saw from the start was, they should also get to experience these amazing places. And then it just kind of grew from that. And I always think, like, if you offer something that people want, the people will grow. And, we've completely grown from referrals because of that. So, yeah, that's kind of how it's. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not going to lie. Like, I still don't know what I'm doing half the time. But, it just kind of worked that way. So it's great.
Fantastic. So the emphasis behind you going in there was to kind of establish the live event side of things and really push that, and then kind of grow it from there. So when you joined, you said that there was only 50 members there, and it's now grown. I mean, what's the percentage of that? I mean, that's huge. That's incredible. So obviously this year is a different kettle of fish because of everything that's going on. But what does an average year look like into events wise for you guys? How many events do you normally put on?
I think we normally put on about 80 to 90 a year. So obviously it's been nice. I've had a little break from the events, but I do miss them. And it's, it's so hard now because, like, with the new rules coming in with only 6 people, I don't know what we're going to do. I think I had a few venues like lining up events for the next couple of months, which I was really looking forward to. But on top of that, it's so hard for the hospitality industry because they survive off these events, and I don't know how they're going to survive now. Like, it's such a shame, and I don't think they've thought it through as much as they should have. I really feel for the hospitality industry at the moment, and I think there's only so much virtual things people can do as well. Like, it does get a bit, it's great. Like, it's been great in a way. I think we've connected with people all over the world. We've got members now from all over the world, which is amazing, but you still need that face-to-face interaction too. So that's going to be a huge change, and we're not doing any live events now till at least till next year. So yeah, that's going to be
It was a real blow when that news came through, wasn't it? So just to clarify, you were working on putting some live events together over, quite soon, were you?
Yeah, we were going to just do like a few new restaurants that have opened. There's a few hotels opening at the moment. And we wanted to do some farm trips and some dinners and things like that. And also for me to kind of catch up with our members face to face as well. So, it's a shame, but yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, kind of hands are tied. And having been to a couple of your events and been lucky to present as well, and meeting a couple of the members, it definitely seems that there's some really kind of strong friendships that have been developed there from these events. And as you say, some things have been great virtually and what have you, but to have that face-to-face interaction and what have you, and build those bonds and relationships, it's very difficult to replicate elsewhere, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, I've always kind of made a conscious effort to kind of get to know our members, especially when they're coming to our events and things. And I think people buy into people as well. So the whole thing about Miss Jones is it's meant to be somewhere that you can come meet like-minded individuals, but also kind of establish these friendships. And we've seen from so many of our members that, they're friends from just coming to our events and things. And I've made loads of friends over the years with our members as well. So yeah, I am missing that element of things. But then with the virtual stuff, for example, like Lauren Bradley, who I only met her once before lockdown. And we've established, we've got a partnership going on at the moment, but we've established such a good friendship. I've met her now. I went to meet her for lunch last week, but that's all developed virtually, which is a bit strange, but it's so nice as well. So
it's funny because she was telling me that herself last week when I was chatting to her. Actually, she was telling how you guys have become really good friends over the past 6 months, or 4, 5, 6 months or so. So, but that side of it is lovely, and I can think of, there's a whole bunch of people that I'd never even spoke to before that now I'm in constant contact with them all of the time. So it is, I think hopefully once we find a way of living in our normal lives again, we can kind of look back and be like, well, actually, look at all the positives that came out of this. Now, I know that each year you do your big showcase, and you're still going ahead with it, but it's slightly different this year for obvious reasons. But still a huge event that's coming up, and massive kudos for putting that together. But for those people that don't perhaps know much about it, do you want to give us a bit of an overview of what's happening?
Yeah, so I'm so nervous about it. I've never done a digital event before, so let's keep everything crossed for it. But previously we used to have our showcase where you'd come to a really nice venue and we'd have exhibitors all around the room, and you'd get to meet different exhibitors and kind of build your little black book. This virtual, so basically we were meant to have a real showcase in May in the Bloomsbury Hotel, and that didn't go ahead. So then I was trying to think of ways of how we can do this but make it really beneficial for people kind of watching it, and that I wanted to make it a free event, just because at the moment with everything going on, it's everyone just there's loads of redundancies happening. People don't know what's happening with their jobs, and I just wanted to do something a bit different that will give kind of people loads of information, upskill them, that they can learn and develop from, amazing other PAs out there and things like that, and also network with other PAs. So it's an online virtual event. We've got 2 days full of speakers, and Paul, you're obviously speaking at it, which will be great. And then we've got we've got virtual booths as well. So we've got some exhibitors that you can meet. We've got loads of prizes over the course of the 2 days, and virtual goodie bags. So it's just a fun learning and development 2-day event. And then if you're a member of Miss Jones, then you can watch the recordings for 2 weeks after the event. So yeah, so that's on the 13th and 14th of October. I'll put a little link in.
Yeah, please do. Please do. I mean, I think it's knowing who's on the kind of bill and the agenda and what have you. There's some great people there, and I think it will definitely provide lots of value. Especially at this moment in time, with lots of different topics being covered and lots of different angles as well. So it's great to be invited on there. So thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Okay, thanks for doing it. But yeah, it's an amazing lineup. I mean, the people who are on it, we've got like loads of people who do like the big conferences over in America. So that's great that they, agreed to come on this. So yeah, I think it'll be really beneficial for everyone. I think it's just the perfect time as well for it. But then because it's online, I'm so nervous, because with technology, you never know if it's going to work or not. So
I know. Tell me about it. We've most people know about the event that we've got coming up in a couple of weeks' time, which is taking so much planning and and putting everybody together in a virtual space, relying on technology. I think we've done like 5 test runs so far already, and each time something goes wrong, and it's like, oh my, but we'll get there with it. We'll get there. It's all good. It's all good. So definitely put that link up so everyone can see it. And if anyone's got any questions, pop them in the box, and we can come back to them. So if we fast forward to kind of January, February time, and kind of moving forward from there, have you guys kind of worked out what your plan for the year is going to be next year? Have you got a kind of rough idea what that's going to look like for you guys?
So I've kind of used the time to kind of take a step back. I think we were always so frantic. Those of you who know me, like, we're constantly just doing stuff all the time. And it's kind of been nice to actually take a step back and actually look at the business properly. So we're in the middle as well of building a whole new website and platform for our members. So that's why at the moment for any of our members, we're using like a third party software at the moment, just while we build this whole new website. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's going to be basically a membership that you can access anywhere in the world, and it'll be virtual as well. And then we'll start to host events, fingers crossed, soon in different cities. So we are going global, and I am looking forward to that, because we've got loads of members. Like, even in the UK, we've got members, up in Manchester and Glasgow and things, but then we've got members over in New York and in Dubai. So we are expanding, but we want to do it properly this time. So I kind of find with us, we get an idea and then we're like, right, let's do that. And it's not always the best move. So there's been a lot more kind of ideas gone into this, and we've used all the feedback from our members as well. So that should be ready. They tell me a couple of weeks, but I've told them that it has to be ready by the showcase. So yeah, that should be launching soon. And then we always have the PA Awards every year in November, and I've decided not to do it. I don't think virtually it would be, I just don't think it would work. It's not the same thing. So as soon as we're allowed to do big events, we will announce the PA Awards. And yeah, to be honest, it's so hard to know. I think it's just trying to get to Christmas, really.
I think so, yeah. I think the news this week is, as I said, it was a real blow, and it kind of put a lot of spanner in the works for so many different things. So it's hard to plan, but it's great to see that you've got initiatives coming and initiatives in the pipeline to keep pushing forward, because I know that your community really, really love being part of the community and kind of rely on that interaction and what have you. So it's great to keep it going. It's interesting what you say about the awards, because I would 100% agree that part of having an awards thing is the ceremony, and and having that moment to shine, and getting dressed up and telling everybody you're going to an award ceremony. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's my favorite event of the year because all our members kind of come together in one really nice kind of event, and we usually tie it in as our Christmas party. So yeah, it's a shame, but it wouldn't be the same online, and it just, yeah, you're not going to dress up and then go on video. Just for me personally, I just don't think it was worth it, but it will be an incredible event when we do it, because I'll be ready to get stuck into it. But yeah, it's just so hard to know.
Yeah, exactly. And look, hopefully there can be some kind of resolve soon, and everyone can kind of start moving forward again. That's what we're all hoping for. That's it's definitely what we're all hoping for. So if anyone has got any questions for either of us, it would be great. If anyone feels brave enough to kind of jump on and ask a question personally, please feel free. It'd be great to hear from you. Lisa's put the link up for her event, which is 13th and 14th of October. I can see in the chat box that quite a few people have signed up already, and it seems that everybody is appreciating the work that's going into it. So thanks for your kind comments there. It's lovely to see that.
Also, if any of you have like any ideas of what you'd like to see from a PA network as well, like definitely do put that in, because we're always just trying to accommodate the things that you want, and there are so many networks out there. And I do think what's so nice about this is loads of us have come together and joined forces, which has been really nice, and collaborating instead of competing. But it's so hard because we're doing all these webinars, and I'm always like, are people not fed up of webinars? But they're not. They're still coming, and it's.
Yeah, and it's look, I completely echo what you're saying there, and it's lovely that people are coming together, because there doesn't have to be a competition element here. Everybody can help each other, and I think that's a huge positive to come from this scenario. I mean, I remember speaking to you in March, and we were both on the same page, weren't we? That we've got to do something to help a community through this, and certain people have really come together, and yeah, as you say, I have been concerned about, are people getting bored with webinars and bits and pieces like that? But admittedly, the live viewings have dropped slightly because people have people are doing what they're doing. But what I'm seeing now is that lots of people are looking at them, watching the replays and stuff like that, and those views are getting more and more and more as the days and weeks go by. So I think they are still popular. So if people could put in the chat box, let us know, are you sick of hearing from us, or do you want us to go away, or should we carry on and ramp it up? Let us know. That'd be good to hear. So somebody's saying, somebody's saying, I found the webinars arranged for the PAs and the EAs are amazing. Found it keeps me in touch with what's going on with the world. Keep them going. Thanks for that. We really appreciate that. As versatile as our roles are, I'd love to know more on how to bring versatility to other industries. Someone's looking for PA admin in retail, now looking to go to another industry. How to do this? I could perhaps help you with that from a recruitment perspective. I'm happy to have a conversation with you about that. Off camera, it's no problem at all. Connect with me, and we can work out a strategy of how to do that. If I repeat the next comment, it looks a bit big-headed, but they're all very positive. So everybody, basically everybody's saying keep going, so that's good. I won't say it word for word. Enjoying the webinars, breath of fresh air, breaks up the day. Thank you. Please carry on. Greetings from Belgium. Hello. You make such a difference to PAs who have been has been laid off here during COVID. Hi there. So not so many questions as such, but more kind of just positivity, which is lovely to hear, isn't it? Isn't it, Lisa?
It's so nice. And also if you know other PAs or even people in your offices, like, do let them know that we're doing all these things at no cost, because I think it's spreading the word now to, you know, all these people everywhere. Like, we have loads of people in Ireland now who, you know, are coming on, and like from my sister's work and things like that, which is so nice. So it's all about spreading the word, really. I mean, myself and Paul especially, we grow off, you know, referrals. So definitely let, you know, your friends and colleagues know that they can learn with us. I mean, I'm trying still to think up of new webinars that we can deliver that's interesting as well. But also, if there's anything you want to see, like, let us know. But then other things, like, we're starting to get lots of offers now. So like offers for like hotels and restaurants at the moment. And then like all our news about what's going on in London at the moment. We need to get, you know, other cities involved now. But we're always very good at kind of keeping you in the know of what's going on. And with Miss Jones, I think it's like we act as like the facilitator. We're always like the matchmaker. So, you know, that's why we're happy to kind of partner with other PA networks and things like that who can offer you stuff that we don't offer. So we're always that little middleman. But there's great courses out there. Paul, you're doing loads. It's so great. I really think, you know, as horrible as this all has been, I think we've all learned so much and we've all grown in some way. So yeah.
Yes, no, brilliant. I echo all of those words, and for everyone that's putting in the chat box, carry on, keep going, and
thank you, Carmel.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's it makes it all worthwhile, because you do kind of sit there and have kind of moments of doubts that sometimes, like, oh, you know, is it all going so well? So it's lovely to see. So but look, thanks for jumping on board, everybody who's watching. I've come up with an idea halfway through this, given that Lisa was a former nightclub promoter and I was a nightclub promoter. We're going to do a joint club night sometime in 2021. We're going to take it old school. We're going to go raving back as we did.
Raving.
So we'll keep everyone updated on that. But in the meantime, please jump on board any of our events. You're always welcome. Obviously, Lisa's one's coming up 13th and 14th of October, and the Business Support Network, we're here kind of every week doing some free bits and pieces, but our big thing is on October the 1st, which is the Virtual Assistant Startup Guide, which gives everybody what they need to know to set up a VA business at a fraction of the price of a lot of the other courses that are out there. So Lisa, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been lovely to have you on board. People are interested in our in the club night idea. I think I could be onto something. Brilliant. So look, thanks everyone. We really appreciate you taking the time to come and say hello, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.